Hi guys, and welcome to my top 10 films, movies of 2021. A lot of movies came out in 2021, which was so exciting compared to what we got in 2020. There were a lot of films, especially in the middle of the year, that were so hard to rank because I enjoyed all of them so much. It came down to the emotions that I felt and which ones would I 100% go back and see again and again multiple times, and which ones I did go back and see multiple times in theaters. Number 10, I was going back and forth between number 10 and number 9 and switching them back and forth, but number 10 is Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, I love Godzilla vs. Kong. It is such a fun film. Like, the science is weird, goofy, like, makes no sense, is there to support the plot, and it's convenient. I've learned to go see these like monster movies and not care about the people or the science or the plot. I am just there to see Godzilla roar and beat the shit out of Kong. I'm just there to see monsters fight monsters. I like Godzilla, the Godzilla movies. I like the monster on monster battles. I'm not here for if this plot point makes sense. I could care less. I am just here to see monsters fight monsters and Godzilla be badass. Like, that's all I'm here for. Number 9 is Black Widow. And the reason why Black Widow is so low on this list, all the other movies above it were I enjoyed a hell of a lot more than Black Widow. It kind of disappointed me. The action was fun. It's Black Widow and Yelena. How can we not forget that Marvel gifted us with Yelena this year? Yelena is now one of my favorite MCU characters. She is so much fun. Her like comedic timing, the jokes, the banter she has with like Scarlett Johansson is amazing. Like, I love Yelena. Granted, I have a lot of gripes with Black Widow. It's a fun action movie, but at the end of the day, there's so much of Black Widow's past that they could have explored and talked about, and some of it just felt like a cop-out. I almost wish the Black Widow movie was a series. Then you could show more of Black Widow's past, like what happened in the Red Room, like when she got the surgical procedure. Like, you see so many flashbacks in Age of Ultron that could have made for a great like TV show, a series on Disney Plus. Now we have this movie and it feels like her story kind of got either like cut in half or just, I don't know, it did not feel complete. It just felt like a cop-out. Put it higher than Godzilla vs. Kong because of Yelena. Action and just like the suits, like the costumes are fantastic. But in terms of like my enjoyment level, it is below Godzilla vs. Kong. Number 8 is The Suicide Squad, James Gunn's Suicide Squad. I got to see this movie on my birthday and I had a lot of fun. The thing is, I don't like R-rated films a whole lot because I don't like gore and blood. It's not for me. I love like, the banter, the jokes, the comedic timing. Like, it's like the whole thing with like Starro, like the giant starfish. That is the most like dumbest, like funniest shit ever, and it works. We need to talk about King Shark. Oh my god, Sylvester Stallone as King Shark is like fantastic. He's so funny. I just want to give him a hug and hopefully he doesn't bite my head off. Harley Quinn like being a badass in like a really pretty like red dress. Like, I'm all here for more Harley Quinn. It was a great way to spend my birthday, so I had a fun time with Suicide Squad. 7 is
Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil. If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will.
I know a lot of people hate and can't stand Disney live actions and remaking live actions. That's perfectly fine. Me, make as many as you want because I'll go see them no matter what. I love Disney's live action films. They're not anything special. They're not taking away the beauty that is the animated film. So the way they portrayed her in this film was very interesting, and also I like Emma Stone. I am a big fashion lover. Like, my dream job when I was younger was to be a fashion designer. I have a huge respect for like fashion and clothing design and like the runways. Like, fashion in this film, oh my god, was excellent. Anytime like Emma Stone as Cruella made a fashion statement, I was like, oh my god, that is so gorgeous. I love that. I want that. So like between the fashion and like dark punky rock vibe it was giving us, I was all here for it. It's not like the best written wise movie, but I don't care anymore. I don't care to go see movies that have an amazing plot. I just want to see a movie that will make me cry, make me laugh, bring me joy, bring me happiness, and will entertain me for 2.5 however hours. And Cruella entertained me. So that's why it's number 7 on my list. Number 6 is In the Heights. I'm a sucker for musicals, and I think In the Heights is just a really fun, beautiful musical movie. If a movie makes me want to get up and dance during it, I call that a win. I had such a fun time. I cried, I laughed, I smiled. The message of family, community, And just everything this movie stands for. It was a beautiful movie about community, about friendship, about love, about family. The music, oh my god, the music is like everything. Number 5 is a movie that I did not think I was gonna go see, nor did I think I would enjoy, because I'm not a big video game person. I'm not really a video game person at all, and that is Free Guy. When I tell you that I love Free Guy so much, I honestly do. Yes, it is a movie about video games and video game tropes and like making fun of it, but this movie was so funny, and it's nothing like special, but it's so funny and it makes you take a look at video games in a different way. Also, Ryan Reynolds is fantastic. He is great in this film as always. Ryan Reynolds is pretty much great in everything that he does that I've seen or heard about. Wattpad that I film all my videos on decided to stop recording. My number 4 favorite movie of 2021 is Luca. Now, Luca technically did not come out in theaters. It was supposed to, and then I think it got a dual release, and then they just decided to put it on Disney Plus. This movie is gorgeous. I love Italian culture and I love Italian food and I love Italian just everything in general. It takes place in the Riviera of Italy. So beautiful. I love the ocean and I love Disney's animation. Luca is so beautiful. I love this movie so much. Accepting people for who they are, no matter what they look like or where they come from. It's okay to be different. And I really love Luca for pushing that message. This movie needed to come out in theaters. It deserved that chance to come out in theaters. If you have not seen Luca, you are doing yourself a disservice because it is so wonderful. We're getting to my top 3. Number 3 was Encanto. Oh my god, I really wish I would have done a review on Encanto. There's so many feelings about this movie. I love it. I love Encanto so much. I just want to talk about this movie to everyone that I know. It's so beautiful. The music, the culture, the representation. I love getting to see other cultures represented on the big screen and in animated films and just in movies in general. That's why I love when Disney animated films do a movie from a different culture and show a different culture on screen, and it hits so perfect. Encanto depicts Colombian culture and it is beautiful, from the characters to the colors to the different skin tones, which I was so happy about. Pretty much a whole range of different skin tones from like really light to really dark, which I appreciated, and I know a lot of Colombian people appreciated as well. Every character has their own faults and their own flaws, and they depict them so well. It's through Mirabella that she uncovers and discovers and uncovers all of her siblings and all of these people in her family who have these magical gifts, but they're all dealing with an internal struggle and an internal feeling. You have Isabella, who is made and pushed to be perfect her entire life. She doesn't want to be perfect. She doesn't want to have the perfect life. She wants to do her own thing. She wants to be able to make mistakes and make imperfect things. She's been told she has to smile pretty. She has to make perfect poses. She has to be a certain way. We're talking about this movie all day. The reason why Abuela I think pushes her marry this guy and have this perfect life is because Abuela got that taken away from her. She lost the love of her life when all 3 of their babies were very young, so she didn't get to have that perfect life, and she wants that for Isabella, but she's pushing her dreams and what she wants onto Isabella without asking what Isabella wants. Same thing with Luisa. She's super strong, her gift is super strong strength. She feels like she has to put all this pressure on herself and has all this pressure on herself to carry everything, to carry all this weight. She just wants to have a day of relax and relaxation and just not feel all this weight and not have all this weight pushed on her just because she's the oldest. Mirabella and Elsa are 2 Disney characters that I relate to hardcore. Elsa I've talked about many times. When it comes to Mirabella, she has no gift, and she feels like everyone is picking on her and judging her because she has no gift, which she has no control over that, but her family doesn't give a shit, especially Abuela. She just puts this strain on Mirabella and kind of treats her differently, but I don't think she's doing it intentionally. They were given this miracle long ago. She just wants to keep the miracle growing, but she keeps forgetting that these are all human beings. These are all your familia. They are people. They're not just gifts. And like she says she's fine. She's put on this mask, this face for so long, this facade. These are parallels to Antonio's, her cousin's ceremony, and hers. For her, it was this beautiful thing until the door, when it disappeared for Antonio. His door gives him the gift of being able to hear animals. And you see Abuela say, a gift just as special as you are. You can feel that really hit Mirabella because she never had that. She never had her family congratulating her for a gift. She never heard her Abuela say she's special. She feels like she's a letdown. down. When Mirabelle, it's not Mirabelle's fault. She didn't have a gift, but that's not her fault. I want to talk about Encanto all day. Now we're down to my top 2 favorite movies of 2021. You can probably guess what they are. Obviously they're Marvel movies. Number 2 on my list is Shang-Chi. I didn't really want to know anything. I just wanted to go into this film and just see it for myself and see how much I enjoyed it. And I love this film, not just in the action, in the cinematography, the fighting, the costumes, the story, but in the way it's executed and the way they really embrace Chinese, Japanese, all kinds of different Asian cultures is beautiful. The representation on film, getting to learn more about different Asian backgrounds and cultures is beautiful. This movie was gorgeous in the way there were scenes like in the beginning where you have Wenwu and you have Shang-Chi's mom and they're doing their fighting dance. There's no dialogue exchange there, but the way they're moving, you can tell they're slowly falling in love with each other. And I love when a scene can show and not tell you what's happening. And that is this perfect scene that is a show and not tell. And at the parallels at the end when Shang-Chi is using his mother's techniques to defeat his father. Oh my god, beautiful. I know a lot of people think the third act is kind of like jumbled, especially when they get to Ta Lao, all the dragon and the CGI, and it becomes a typical Marvel battle. Yeah, it is, but I don't care. Shang-Chi riding the dragon fights, I love it. It's so amazing. This is some of the best Marvel like choreography and fighting and action. The bus scene is like everything. Simu Liu, oh my god, he is like now one of my favorite actors ever, one of my favorite Marvel actors. He is so great. I want to see him in more movies. According to my mom, it is my mom's favorite MCU film. And we're on to my favorite movie of 2021. There's no competition to number 1. Like number 1 brought me so much joy, happiness, a lot of sadness. That just means I really connected and loved the movie. No surprise, my favorite movie of 2021 is Spider-Man No Way Home. It's no surprise. I love this movie. I've seen it twice. I will go see it a third time, but the more I let it sink in and the more I discuss it and talk about it with other people, and the more I'm like, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. There's faults with the movie, I understand that. This is Tom Holland's best acting job, his best acting as Spider-Man Peter Parker for me personally. He does such a great job at being vulnerable, at being upset, and you can feel the emotion, the rawness. After certain things that happen in this film, you will understand why people are saying this is his best acting. You will understand why a lot of people are saying he's the best Spider-Man. There's this 25-minute chunk that the Real Rejects have talked about. The more I think about that 25-minute chunk, I'm like, no, yeah, that is a perfect chunk in the film. This movie does a great job at being action-packed, packing a lot of things in it, but also I feel like it does a good job of letting it breathe, letting moments be drawn out for the time they need to be drawn out, letting moments that need to be shortened to be short. I think it does a great job with pacing wise. And I'm not going to talk about too much about this film here because I did make a review actually for Eternals, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and Spider-Man No Way Home. I made reviews for, I'll link all 4 reviews down in the description. My Spider-Man one, I go into a lot of detail. Once you see this film, you'll understand where Marvel was going with this. This whole trilogy has been his trilogy from being Spider-Boy to Spider-Man, and if you know, you know. Those are my top 10 films of 2021. There were a lot of great films that came out this year, and I'm really happy because after the depressingness, the sadness that was 2020, was so happy that we got so many good films in 2021. I cannot wait for all of the fantastic films in 2022. So excited for this year of movies. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys with another video very soon. Bye guys!